Kabi here, and we are going to be talking about what we are getting for the next 2 weeks here. So, starting things out, we are getting the Sokai Festival, Turning Gundam, and then Unicorn Gundam Luminous Crystal Body. So, these are going to be our next two units. So, one is going to be S attribute, and one is going to be Tech attribute. And just looking at the overall image, they are definitely looking very, very good looking. You got the unicorn opening his hand, just trying to get a hug. Like, can I get a hug, please, please? Just a quick hug. And that is sort of unicorn. We got those kind of like what butterfly rings, just kind of expanding. So that is a ready to just kind of wipe out the entire enemy. If you guys did know that from the Gundam Revolution, the G maneuver is one of the craziest. Once you get that thing off, you are getting a team kill. So I don't know how they're gonna be handling it in game. It's not an AoE attacking, but if they would have changed that, that would be fantastic. But yeah, right now, let me know your thoughts about these two banner unit. Do you guys like it? Do you guys not like it? I think first and foremost, people may not like it because this is going to be a recycled banner unit. We have these two units for quite some time already. Maybe Turn A is definitely that one unique unit that maybe you guys will like, you guys wouldn't mind, but I don't know. So I do want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions about that. So something I actually did want to head to pull up the Gundam wiki for both unit. There are something that I am looking for, especially for the Turnate and then for the Unicorn. There are some things like I don't I read to this. I don't think I saw that. But as for the turn A, it does have the capability of storing like a bomb. It's like a nuking type weaponry. I talked about missile, but this one there's that one specific like missile. I don't know if it's a missile. I never actually watched the overall like turn A anime itself, but it's like a nuke, right? Essentially, so if they would have implemented that into the new unicorn or not not new unicorn, excuse me, new turn A, I'm getting them mixed already. If they would have implemented that into this turn A, that'd be great. This way it could serve up as like a I don't know like a next all attacking type EX skill. That'd be fun. So just very similar to let's say like the H1 Folklasa, where it has that torso EX skill that kind of give grant you that kind of like pseudo attacking all type element. So I would really want that to be implemented into the turn A. Another thing that I found on here, just reading along, the history of the turn A, what they could have done or what they could do, maybe this, adding like the nano machine regeneration system or the nano skin. This one they can actually just add this in as like an additional effect to like the Cassie EXQ. We have the Moonlight Butterfly, so could be, or we had this EXQ for the previous one. So in terms of the effects, maybe they can just kind of add this one onto the EXQ, and that'll be great. Just kind of recovering a set amount of armor per seconds, for example. That would just be something of a good element that could be they could be doing. So but we'll see. This is just all as like a wish list of what I want. But as for the unicorn, I only have one thing in mind. It's gonna be this. So they call it or they describe it as a luminous crystal body. So in terms of the shots right here, what unicorn is about to do, it's gonna perform a quick, hand gesture. I want to say like a swipe. um I don't really know how to describe it, but essentially unicorn is ready to face like a group. I want to say like a platoon of enemy. So essentially after the unicorn did that hand gesture or that swipe, it pretty much permanently immobilized the enemy. I don't know if it's permanent, but for that duration it just kind of immobilized the enemy, so it could not get to the battleship essentially. So I don't know if they can implement some of that into the game where it does not necessarily say immobilize the enemy, but let's say it's like a debuffing EXQ. You activate it and then your enemy loses like a substantial amount of attack or whatever. I think that could be cool, and this could be serving as like a new EXQ. I'm definitely for that if they would make that, but that's pretty much what I have as a wish list for the unicorn. Not that much, just one item. Hopefully they can do that, but if not, I mean, I guess it's kind of as expected. Maybe I'm just hoping for too much. Maybe I should set my expectation a little bit lower, right? Who knows, But looking at the other news, we obviously do have the Warfare, or not the Warfare. Oh, this one was a Warfare pilot, but now they made it into a standard, so you have to summon for it. How strange! How strange is that? But I don't really expect anything too great from this pilot either, just because this is not like your main protagonist or whatever. So this one may just be a filler. So for anyone that's want this pilot, maybe it does have some good portrait. Who knows? But coming over to the welfare stuff, we have the next welfare. We have the energy soap. So this one is just the atmosphere's pack. So this one, I don't think this one will be anything too crazy. I think the only thing that I'm really looking forward to is probably the portrait, because sometimes the portrait is really good, sometimes they are really bad. But hopefully this one could be something in between, not too bad, not too good, just right where people can still use it, or they can just use it for some, let's say, situational things. But besides that, the only other thing we have is obviously the next crew motivation, and that is about it. So let me do quickly translate back into the game real quick. So just taking a look at the original tournament that we have in game right now. So this version of it is going to be the tech attribute. So let's take a look at something that we can see as far as right now. So the portrait on the original tournament is obviously really terrible. So it's just not gonna be something that I'll mention anyway. The shield is actually pretty good, so that's worth noticing. Other than that, in terms of EXQ, we have the Moonbeam Butterfly right here. So this one is a cinematic EXQ. Discharge nano machines from your rear. So they have the nano machine right here. But where's my actual health recovery? Can we also get it as well? If we do, that'll be great. Oh, but they have that. They have that. So I don't know. They give you like a permanent 50% on the dot, but they're not adding that effects where it will gradually. I don't know. Maybe they can just add that as like additional just for it. Maybe. But you are getting a substantial amount of attack up even when you have that high of the arm. That's good. That's good. Definitely like to see that. If they are gonna do this one as a for the new version, I do expect this one to at least bump up to like an S power at the least, maybe. The other skill, we have the flip jump saber. This one is actually not a terrible animation, so it's actually pretty good. So I'll definitely see if they will do the same thing. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I just don't know. But look at the unicorn. This is what we have. So I do not have the link piece yet, unfortunately. But this is what we're looking at. So you guys can see that all those crystals are just kind of bulging out of the pretty much the armor. So that's that. As far as the EXQ, we do have the crystallization. So that's when I said working about EXQ. This grants you, let's say, attack up and then also some defensive side. So that's pretty good. As far as this overall animation, I actually do enjoy the crystallization animation. It's definitely a little bit unique. It's still gonna give you that pose where it's like a T pose in a way, but I just find it a little bit unique, so I do like that. But going over to the actual EXQ, the other one, the actual usable one, we have the Beats of Possibility. So this one back then, this was like a really really high animation. I don't know if they're gonna redo the same animation, like the same EXQ by what I mean. But this one is actually pretty good. Give you a substantial amount of HP recovery, 50%. That's actually pretty high. But as for the actual melee attack buff, it's only gonna be 25% to the overall team. And then if they are gonna be making this one again, I do expect this one to be at least a S power at the least, just to make things a little bit better. But other than that, I think that is pretty much what I do want to cover. So just talk about the two burning unit. And as always, do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the unicorn and then the turn A. But other than that, that's gonna be pretty much it. And then I'll be catching you guys on the next one.